Today I'm going to be breaking down a song called Safi'jiiva's theme from the Monster Hunter World ICEBORNE original soundtrack. This is a coffee personal request that comes from Sir Paradigm. Thank you so much for all the time that you have supported me, mate. And boom! Very ominous arrangement, right from the get-go, at the start. We already have different layers involved. I think we even had some woodwinds. We raised the volume a little bit. That tribal pattern in the percussion. I like that. And the other layers following the same theme. It's cool. Go into a higher register to increase the energy and the tension. I really like that tribal pattern in the percussion. There's something that reminds me of Basil Polidorus in this composition. I think it's the brass and the percussion. A section that is all about accents. That was a great transition. Listen to that sub bass. That pulse is so good. It's gnarly, mate. Oh. That's crazy how the sub bass is like in front of all the layers. That's a very interesting creative choice. I think it's really cool. Well, we have some insane Brahms in the background. They are super saturated. They sound like they even clip a lot. Probably there's like a clipper. Oh, this section is really long. Well, the song is 10 minutes and a half, so yeah. But yeah, still the sub-bass section is just on the forefront. At least that's how I hear it in my earphones. If you hear this in a really cool sound system, throughout all this section you will feel the rumble of the bass in your chest. It's a very overpowering feeling. And okay, this is something completely different. I'm guessing these are all like different phases of the battle when you fight the monster. So far we have 3 phases as far as I can tell. The second one was crazy. This is the actual battle. It's a big dragon. Now the song has a more martial percussion instead of a tribal one that we had at the beginning. Oh, I love that call and response. I don't think this song has lyrics, right? Or maybe it does, I don't know. Usually these choir libraries come with Latin syllables construction kits. Yeah, ultimate phase sounds more heroic because, well, probably you're close to defeating the monster. So it's trying to give you like that ultimate pump to achieve your goal. There we go. It actually has a resolution right there. All right, let's break it down. Like I mentioned in the reaction, I think this song has 3 different parts or 3 different phases, to put it in gaming language. And I'm going to be addressing each one of them in the order they appear in the song. The first phase, I think, of course, establishes right from the get-go the struggle that there is within the storytelling of a song itself. I think the percussion in specific, I really enjoyed the percussion because it has a tribal arrangement. It's a tribal pattern. Probably another thing that I really like about it is that it's basically like a pulse. It doesn't have a lot of variations in it. It's super simple, but it's very effective in what it's trying to achieve in the song, which is, of course, adding to the premise of the struggle within the song. Also, I really like how this composer arranges the brass section, the woodwinds, and the percussion, very specifically in the first part of the song, or the first phase, because it reminded me so much of Basil Polidorus, the way Basil Polidorus those arrangements in his music. Another thing is that I think the themes in the song are very accent-based. They are very concise, they're trying to make a very concrete statement, okay? When the choirs do those very accent-based themes, and also in terms of adding the utmost energy and tension to the track, not only the accents contribute to that, but also when we hear those themes going to a higher register, when they do that pattern, when they go to a higher register, it definitely it's one of the layers in the song that contribute the most to achieving that struggle that I was talking about at the beginning. Now let's talk about the phase 2 of the song, which is probably my favorite part, because I did say that the song takes a very interesting creative choice that I really like, and it is that it's all about the low end. This part is heavily based on bass and the sub bass, that low end part of the spectrum. It has, very saturated sounds, Brahms, a very powerful Brahms. It's like a very low-end wall of sound, let's say. And this arrangement is basically like a pulse all throughout the second phase. The most interesting thing to me is not so much that it's a pulse or it has Brahms or whatnot, because they are very commonplace in orchestral music and whatnot, is that section of the song, that low end, is not in the background trying to support something else. It's actually in the forefront. It takes the forefront. It's even in front of the choirs, which I said were like the spearhead of the first phase of a song. So that to me is very, very interesting. And of course, by placing that element that otherwise will be in a supporting role, let's say, to a certain degree, in the forefront, made me feel like the level of tension was higher somehow. It establishes like a threshold of energy and tension, but it's really high, and that is an increment that when we come from the first phase. So it's the threat magnifies, the struggle magnifies. But also another thing that I really like that the composer did is that it's not only the pulse, we also have Brahms and risers in the song, which actually add a little bit more of dynamics, because it's trying to not make the song like flatline on that pulse. The pulse, it adds, like I said before, a great amount of tension and energy to the song, but sometimes it actually resolves the thing some sections of the second phase with risers to increase the tension and the energy of the song, or the braams to actually increase and release the tension and build it again towards that threshold, so it doesn't feel like the song is flatlining too much on that pulse. You know, like it's not the weight of the tension and the struggle of the song is not relying all the time on just the pulse. Now, phase 3 has a more heroic sound, right? You're in the final stage of the fight. However, this particular phase is very similar to the first phase. However, we have now a martial element into it, which comes or it's given primarily by the percussion arrangement that we have, because now we have a snare pattern that gives that martial layer to the song. However, now, of course, the percussion and the sub bass, and the low end takes a backseat as a difference to the phase 2. And the song, and in phase 3, the song is more focused. It becomes more austere in some regards for that purpose, especially in the low end, because we came from that big low end focus part, of course. I'm gonna give this track a beat here. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out this other breakdown that I did. And if you want to support my work further, you can go to the support section in the description of this video, where you can find my Patreon and all the other links, alright? Thank you very much.